And we are back, man. Let's match some wits. You know what I'm saying? Voch Lombardi, appreciate you. I know it's going to be a gang of people on your side watching. In case y'all don't know me, I'm Voch, the name right there. And we got Law Nation, my OG. Can't nobody say nothing bad about Law Nation.
Yeah.
They can say something bad about all these other characters. Oh, Voch way da-da-da-da-da in this character. I'll let it slide. But when they say Law Nation, I say, whoa, Law Nation, my OG. And I'll be nowhere without Law Nation. I'll still be doing Browns content, draft stuff, hoping I could do Cowboy stuff if it wasn't for Law Nation. So I always show you grace and I always show you thanks and appreciation, sir. Welcome.
Man, I appreciate it, man. This is a situation where the off season is long.
Yeah.
And normally when we talk about this, you and I, we always positive about the boys. We tell the good, the bad, the ugly, but we also finish off with the positive parts of it because we just don't know. These guys, we talked about Brock Hoffman, we talked about TJ Bass, but now we got Cooper Beebe. Where you gonna put them? Man, it's so many things that we can look back at and say that this team is going to be better than what they were last season. But the I Am Legend monsters.
When they say law, when they say
we gonna
I will say this though.
Be trash, man. You know, that's how the I Am Legend monsters go. You know, the zombie.
I will say this though, Law. I do think I do think many of them have points. Many of them have points, but if they think they points out a little longer, you know what I'm saying? They'll be, for example, they'll go, damn, I wish Dak Prescott to be better, right? We all wish Dak Prescott was Pat Mahomes. You know what I'm saying? Of course we wish Dak Prescott. But with a little bit of context, that man finished second in MVP. How many people you trying to find? You know what I'm saying? That's going to get a little better than him. And then they'll follow that up with, let's see what Trey Lance about to do. Let's see what Trey Lance about to do. And then they lose the argument, Law. You know what I'm saying?
So they think that anybody can do that.
No. So we gotta let people do what they do, Law. You know what I mean? We gotta let people figure it out, and you know, but we just gotta give a little push of assistance. We just gotta add a little extra clarity. But Law, once you give clarity, they still don't care. Once you give clarity, they still care nothing about what you got to say. I got a lot of topics for you, Law.
Okay.
And I just want to see if we can give clarity to a lot of thoughts of those people. You opened up brilliantly. You said, did the Cowboys get better?
Yeah.
But Law, we didn't. We didn't sign nobody in free agency, Law. Did we get better, Law Nation?
I think we did, from a philosophy and principle, and then on top of that, everything starts from the core. You played O-line, so you know for sure that we got a Hall of Famer, Zach Martin, and then Tyler Smith. I'm gonna go ahead and put him in that Hall of Fame room. And when you look at it collectively, Tyler Smith, is he gonna be worse than what he was last season or better? I think he's going to be better. Zach Martin, last year around this time, he was doing a quote unquote, air quote, soft holdout. He wasn't even working out. He was just sitting there thinking about, hey, how I'm going to get this paper, right? Yeah. So now he's already working with Mike Solari and all of those boys. So I think that he's going to be better. Terrence Steele, to a degree, he was recovering last season. So I look at it like this. He's going to be a step better. Now, our only reservations, are we going to jump off the bridge because we missing Tyron Smith? A third of the Cowboy Nation wanted to get rid of him last season because they said he couldn't stay healthy. So now you got rid of him. Now they say they want him back. Which one is it? You know? So I get it. It's the unknown with Tyler Guyton. But from a philosophy situation, I think we're better up front with the front five.
Now, Lo, did you happen to hear what Tyler had to say? Tyler Smith, by the way. Pusha T is what I've been calling him. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, Pusha T.
Pusha T.
Okay, what do you say?
Let me see if I can find it. I don't know if you will be able to hear it if I pull it up, but we'll give it a go. But he was basically alluding to, he said, yeah, man, what I'm working on in the offseason, man, I'm just working on point of attack stuff, trying to get better at that. Like Tyler Smith needs to be better at point of attack. He's just fine. But then he also said something interesting, Law, that we're trying to build more of an emphasis on the A and B gaps. You know, the run game last year was a little bit of nonsense, and I've been asking people this. I ask you when we get to running backs, was the run scheme trash? Was Deuce Vaughn bad? Was Tony hurt? Is Rico good? Like we had a lot of questions, right? But it could have always come back to run scheme and blocking. And Tony is more of a outside zone runner. We wanted Tony to get to the edges and all that, but we just kept trying to move Tony up A and B gap, and that wouldn't always work for real, Law Nation. And I just heard Tyler Smith say that. I'm gonna see if I can pull this up while you talking. I heard Tyler Smith say that, and I'm like, what you mean? You trying to build emphasis on securing the A's and B gaps with your new rookie center that mauled the hell out of people with your 3 running backs that ain't got juice, Law Nation. They don't. They're more thumpy, bump your head like Royce Freeman. Ronald Jones, no. Royce Freeman, Ezekiel Elliott, Rico Dowdle. They're one cut, A gap, B gap, thump you upside the head type people. Do you think that offensive line run scheme philosophy and personnel is going to marry this year to make the offensive scheme better than it was last year?
I think we jumped the broom this year with this personnel. Last year we had a lot of nails, no hammers. Yeah. And if anybody worked construction, those nails are good, but do you have the hammer? And I like what Rico brought to the table, but he was always question mark guy. Can he play a full 17 weeks? Tony Pollard, he was coming from an injury. I would like to have this version of Tony Pollard on this team because now it's a year removed, but they didn't want to pay that paper for him. So we brought back Ezekiel Elliott, a hammer. Royce Freeman, a hammer. Rico, he's a nail. Taney Deuce Vaughn, he's a nail. So we will see what Nate can do down the stretch and see if he can make this team. But overall, I can tell you, you played this center game before in offensive lineman situations. Tyler Biotish, he couldn't anchor. He couldn't move stuff out the way. Hey, if you told Tyler, come on, help me move, man, he ain't going to try to grab the side of the couch. He's going to be talking about, hey, you pick up here, you pick up there. Like, come on, get your tail down there and pick up this other half of the couch. Yeah. So now we got a guy that we don't have to worry about asking because that's what Cooper BB do. He'll pick up the whole couch. You be like, hey, you ain't going to save none for me. So now we got that. And I think that the A-gap situation, B-gap situation, will be there because if we need 2 yards, can we get 3 now? If we need 3 yards, can we get 4? If we can do that, oh my goodness, we are absolutely better than what we were last season.
Law, let me know if you can hear this, and if you can hear the people can too. Let me see.
Changes for you, allow you to
hear that.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing for me is just being solid at the point of attack. I feel like a big point of emphasis for us is defending the A and B gaps, and everything kind of starts inside and goes outside. So definitely.
What you mean, Tyler Smith? What you mean when you say that? Now, see, Law Nation, you said something earlier, man. You said this is the dry season, but I like to investigate. I like to Sherlock this shit. You know what I mean? I like what you mean? There's emphasis in A and B gaps now. I got a theory, Law, and just bear with me, everybody listening right now. Duke Manyweather got 7 Cowboys over there now. Did you know that?
I didn't know it was 7 of them, but we.
Well, Zach Martin came out on his media availability, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I've been working with Duke. This is my first time." I was like, "Oh, Jay, okay, cool." Wow. So now, TG, Tyler Guyton, Pusha T, Cooper Beebe, who was a college Duke guy, Zach Martin, Terrence Steele is a year-round perennial Duke Manyweather guy. Nathan Thomas, starting center, Brock Hoffman allegedly. TJ Bass, so that's 8 guys. They're all Duke Manyweather guys. I don't know if you noticed this. Me and Will still laughed about this one time, but Duke Manyweather is a stoic dude. He's a no-nonsense, mean-faced, stoic dude. But there was this picture on Twitter with him and Mike Solari, like this. That motherfucker Duke like, I'm like, what they talking about? Especially when Duke Manyweather has publicly on his platform, Law, been critical of Mike Solari and some of the things that he's doing over there. I'm about to tie this up in a bow for you, sir.
Okay.
Do you think, and look, this may not make no sense, but that we're going to say it's right across the street. Do you think that there was some type of offensive line Illuminati meeting where Mike Solari and Duke Manyweather shook hands and they said, hey, take my 8 guys. And this is what we're doing. We want to create some type of synergy with our techniques. And yes, everybody, every offensive line scheme got different techniques. Thumper, chicken wing, flipper, those are all O-line moves. They're old. There's real terminology there. Do you think that Solari and the Cowboys are using Duke to get those 8 guys on one accord, because Solari couldn't talk to him in the offseason. Like, coaches couldn't fool with him in the offseason, to get those guys on one accord to clean this run game up and make it more, I'm probably making this word up, synergistic. I know synergy is a word, but synergistic, to just tie everything together to make the run game make more sense, on top of Tyler Smith just telling us, hey, we're emphasizing A and B gaps. We're emphasizing point of attack. Do you think that the Cowboys are trying to create a physical run game here with all that I just put in front of you, Law?
Man, I think Mike Solari, they did have their Illuminati meeting. You know, I think that they did sit down and say, okay, who's the best burger in town? Okay, all right, it's Duke Manyweather. Everybody can rave about McDonald's. Everybody can rave about Burger King, but everybody know that Duke Manyweather makes the best burgers in town. So why try to fabricate it? Because Mike Solari know that the football pass is his pass to him. You know, that man is he's long in the tooth. So why not go to where you know where you can get that bread buttered and go straight to Duke Manyweather and get everything going? If you seen glowing reports of what Terrence Steele was able to do under Duke Manyweather and a few other guys that's on other teams, why not? So Mike Solari made the proper move to get that, what do you call that, synergy?
Synergistic.
Symbiosis. Synergistically
speaking.
speaking, he did the right move, and I don't blame him. So that's why he started, because I saw Duke Manyweather, even though Tyler Guyton was working with him before he was drafted. Duke said, hey, in order for me to fix Tyler Guyton, somebody going to have to pay him that money, you know, open up that check. So somebody must have opened up that check, because we ultimately want to win. And I think that Tyler Guyton is on his way. He's on his way because he got the potentials to get it.
Law, let me tell you something. Not that I doubt Duke at all. I'm sure he's fantastic, right? But I've seen him turn TJ Bass and Brock Hoffman into reputable players. I've seen him turn. Terrence Steele wasn't good. He made Terrence Steele good. Tyler Smith was always violent, but his ass wasn't no tackle. I seen his ass turn. Let me tell you something. I have my reservations about Tyler Guyton, but if he can fix Tyler Guyton, shoot, we need to make a GoFundMe for that brother.
Right.
I said this already, Law. You ever seen Players Club when you know what I'm saying, Lisa Ray first night she was walking through and Myron had that money and he was like this. That's how I'm giving the money to Duke. I said, look, dude, take my money. If he fixes Tyler Guyton, Law Nation, if he fixes and make he ain't even got Tyler Guyton ain't got to be Tyron Smith. If Tyler Guyton can be Colton Miller, Duke, take this. Come on, Duke. Take this. Denzel in training. Hey, look, Jake, take this money, man. So
take it.
So I don't know what they meeting about, but the offensive line, we're way too talented to not produce better than what we did last year. Law. Right. I was talking to Jeff about this, Kavanaugh. And I was like, man, we can name one offensive lineman for the San Fran 49ers. We can name one offensive lineman for the Bills. You know what I'm saying? We two, you know, maybe two, because people follow me and they laugh at me. Yeah. We can name one offensive lineman from Miami Dolphins, and all those cats was able to run the ball against us. Right. We had 3 All-Pros last year, Law Nation. What we doing wrong?
Man, it like you said, you know, that offensive linemen, you know, all 5 of those guys got to be on the same page. And it seems as if, though, you can't freestyle and play offensive line. Like, Chuma Edoga, come on, man. Like, I was waiting for the Cowboys to just throw him out, right? Is he working with Duke? What's wrong with Chuma? Need to be working with Duke.
Hell no. Duke's mayonnaise is what he ain't working with shit else. He don't know the plays. He look out of shape. Chuma ain't working with Duke. Awesome Rich is not working with Duke. Balling with Let's Go finna be in Jacksonville somewhere, so that don't even matter. Just those 8 guys are working with Duke.
Yeah. So that's a problem right there if I see Chuma out there. But outside of that, I think that the offensive line is the only unit that all 5 guys must be on the same page. Yeah. And when you have guys freestyling or not knowing what Dak Prescott audible into, and you got 3 blitzes through the A or B gap, and he even throws Zach Martin off last season because it was a different scheme, that we've seen a lot of plays that Tyler Guyton said, hey, what was that? I mean, not Tyler Guyton, but Tyler Biadasz last year. We was like, hey, what was that? You know, so if we can just clear that up and clean that up, we are plus 2 more wins, right? We beat Miami last season, right?
Yeah.
We put up more points against it was not the Cincinnati Cardinals, where we kind of lost to. Yeah. So I think that if we clear up the offensive line stuff, we just win a little bit more games. That would make us better. And if these 5 guys could be on the same page, it would mean the world to us.
I do think the offense would be better because it was nonsense for like 7 weeks last year. And look, CeeDee Lamb got 1,700 yards only taking offense seriously for 10 weeks. You know what I'm saying? So, hopefully we'll be a little better. Let's talk about something you would rather talk about because you're a defense guy. I actually saw your video when you were sitting on your couch. And that couch like it costs a lot of money. Let me tell you what, I buy furniture now, and I could just tell a couch that'll take me a long time to pay for. It'll take me the whole 24 months to pay for that couch. But listen, you was talking about the safety room, and I've been talking about the safeties. I dropped a film session on Wanye when he was in college. Y'all can go check that out on my channel. I don't think Donovan Wilson gonna be starting safety. And he might, but I don't think it's gonna be best for us. We're not doing the Dan Quinn thing anymore. Nah, you know, we're not doing the cover 1, cover 3 stuff, and cover 3 is the same thing as cover 1, the offensive people. How many times have we looked at cornerback 2 and they'll just run past them, right? Whether it be Kelvin, whether it be Anthony Brown, whether it be Trayvon Mullen, Xavier Rhodes, whoever cornerback 2 is. And they'll just run past them, right? And we'll be like, damn, boy, where's our safety help? You know, Quinn does safety differently than Zimmer does. Zimmer's going to do a lot more too-high safety stuff. That's how he gets down. He's always done that. Donovan Wilson not really your deep half strong safety, Law. He's your box enforcer, thumpy, tackly dude, run game dude. And Marquise Bell is similar to that. He does that so much. He played damn linebacker at 205 pounds. I think the 2 safeties you have that are best at playing deep halves is Malik Hooker at free and Wanye Thomas at strong. That's what makes sense to me. Right. And these other guys, I don't really see how they're gonna be in like a coverage situation. So that's just my thoughts on it, Law. What you think on everything I just laid in front of you? Those 4 safeties, we could play 2 of them at deep safety. How this gonna work out?
Yeah, there could be only 2 right now, and Malik Hooker, he's my dog, but Wanye and Marquise Bell. They gonna be those boys that's chomping at the bit. And I like what Wanye can do. He can play down inside, and then he got range. So now if you look at Donovan Wilson, there's not a lot of advocates. I'm gonna use your guy Brian, Broader said sponsors. There's not a lot of sponsors. Now we still have Al Harris in the building. Of course, he could probably bang on the table, but I'm looking at this right here as far as the safety room. Yes, we will have the help over the top. I think that Zim is going to play more of a traditional set. Middle field may be open a lot, right? But that's for your linebacker to drop right in the sinkhole. So I look at it like this. It's going to be more the traditional set with the safeties. But one thing we can bang the table on is that one of those safeties is going to really shine, because that's what Zim do. He have those safeties shining. We can go all the way back to the days when we won Super Bowls with Darren Woodson. So it's going to look good, man. I just don't know who's going to be that role, whether it's going to be Wanye, Bell, or if it's going to be Wilson fighting for that spot. And I'm hearing that Juju Woods, I don't know his first name, but Juju Woods, I think you did a film analysis on him.
Julius
he's not
Woods.
Afraid. Julius. He's not afraid to come down and fit and hit, and he can play force side. He can cover. So that could be a situation that we're going to be looking at next month to see whether or not he can stand tall at that spot.
Yeah, something else that Julius Woods kind of got in common with Wanye is that they both tackle from deep. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't just hang around the box and then they just tackle because they're in the box. Like they tackle from depth or whatnot, right? So it's going to be interesting, but I think it's going to be important that let me ask you this, and this is going to segue into the next running back group or the next group. Do you think seniority rolls over? I've been asking everybody this, and everybody got a different answer. Come on, Logan. Come on, man. Did you hear what I said?
Hear what I said?
Does seniority roll over. You know what I mean? Like, this ain't the old administration. A lot of people that are here didn't get drafted by this group of guys here. It like J-Ron's not here, so it's safe to say that. So if J-Ron was here, does Zimmer give him the same favor that Quinn gave him? You know what I mean? Israel didn't have a bunch of favor with the last administration. Wanye, Mike McCarthy love him, but you know, this is a Quinn decision, I guess, or whatever, right? Al Harris is like the mediator, I'm reckon. Does seniority roll over, Law Nation?
I think that Zim look at it like, I got a 1-year deal. I got to prove it now. I can't be waiting for someone to develop. And I for dog sure can't be just giving out free passes to those that's old, that's been here.
Sure.
I don't owe none of these guys nothing. So he's going to put the best player out there that's available to play. I think that he's a no nonsense. He's not going to be dealing around and high fiving and butt slapping. And he's not going to be doing that. He's going to be more yelling when you mess up. Mess up. So I think that the answer to that in a long way is no. I think the veterans are not safe this year.
Does seniority roll over with Damone Clark in the linebacker room? He played a lot of snaps last year, Law. And
he did. Out of spot too.
Sure. Yeah, sure did. And they talked to Overshawn in the locker room, and I don't even know if Overshawn was even saying this, but I think Calvin Watkins asked, "Hey, you playing the Sam?" And Overshawn was like, "Nah, I'm the Will." He just told us. He just said it. He said, "No, I'm the Will, but Damone is playing the Sam now." So that tells us a couple of things, Law. That tells us, okay, well, Damone is getting moved around, and two, we actually gonna have a Sam linebacker this year. Now I don't know how long the Sam is going to be on the field, because it's going to be Sam versus Jordan Lewis or whatever, right? The Sam comes off, nickel comes on, whatever. But Damone got more. Damone, because look, Demo and Damone gonna confuse the hell out you. So Clark got more snaps than Overshawn, Louisville, all these other guys in the linebacker room is still young. Does his seniority roll over?
I think that his skill set is just going to be what keep him there, because I still have to keep in mind, and I want people to keep in mind, Overshawn coming off of an injury, you know, and one thing we want linebackers to do is cut and shed and disengage and get upfield. And if I'm sometimes on some run threats, they like to target below the waist. So I'm gonna have to see whether or not he's still gonna have that kamikaze mindset. So that's why Eric Kendricks plays a very vital role in this.
Sure.
And if I'm greedy, I would love to see more and more reps from Parsons at linebacker spot, but he haven't been here, right? And they only said, 2 or 3 sentences to each other. So this why this offseason is very intriguing on how all of this would work. Play the better person, right?
Sure.
Because Damone Clark made us mad last year. And Bell, I gave Bell at least a little longitude and latitude. The dude 205, man, you know. So I gave him that. You know, he would play hard for a few reps, and then he said, "Man, you know, I'm gonna check out. They coming at me." So I would give it this training camp to see how everything work out. I'm gonna have to wait and see, guy.
I'm hearing a lot of noise about Louisville too, though. A lot of coaches and the media people, the beat writers and all that. They just noticing Louisville flying around. They notice him playing with the first team and all that. And you know, in my mind, if Overshawn is your default Will guy, Kendrick's got to be your Mike Green, that dude, because he the only one that know what the hell going on. He the only one right now. He the only one that just knows for sure what's happening here. But Louisville is getting in, and he is getting a lot of reps, and I would imagine a lot of those reps come over Clark. Have you been hearing a bunch about Louisville and how he's getting down?
Outside of him just picking up what Coach Mike McCarthy is, not Mike McCarthy, but Zim is putting out there.
Yeah.
Boy, those mics, man. How many mics we got? Mike Solari, Mike McCarthy, Mike Zim,
Mike Jerry Jones. They all mics. Yeah, for
like
sure.
All mics, man. Yeah. So yeah. I want him to fill in that role because I look at his tape. He got that kamikaze mindset, you know, shoot through there. And on top of that, he can cover.
Yeah.
He can cover. So
hey man, I think linebacker is gonna be a rotating door, but I think just by default it's got to be better than it was last year, and that just goes back to the conversation that we had. Like, we got a little more structure, just a little more. You know what I mean? Like and look, Zimmer came out and whispered it because, he don't talk loud when he talk to us. But he came out and whispered it, man. Like, hey, man, we may not be chasing sacks and interceptions this year, man. We just want some sound, fast running football this year, man. And if that's the case, I mean, I can't argue with him.
My only thing is, I only threw this argument out, is that the interceptions and turnovers and takeaways started a little bit before Dan Quinn got here. It started with Al Harris. And I told the people the other day, if you take an orange and you squeeze it, you're going to get orange juice.
Okay.
So Trayvon Diggs, he's going to get INTs.
He's on.
Bland, he's going to get. These are ball hawk guys, right? Yeah. I think that Zim is underselling it, whereas, of course, I guess, a lot of these guys were freestyling and getting turnovers and takeaways. But a ball hawker is a ball hawker. And that's what Trayvon Diggs is. That's what Bland is. And to a degree, that's what Keelan Carsons is, Eric Scott. All of those boys got great, pause, if necessary, ball skills, right? They attack the ball. They see ball. They go get ball. Pause again. Or no diddy.
We from Mississippi, man. We don't do all that pause.
Okay, from Mississippi. Yeah. I'm glad. But I think that we're going to be able to get to those point of attacks, and it may increase.
Yeah.
Because all guys are ball hawks. Malik Hooker is a ball hawker.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah.
So we're going to still keep those things going.
Do you think Kalen Carson got anything for his year one? You think he's going to come in and help at all anywhere? He tough, man. Kalen Carson tough.
Well, yeah, man. That kid is tough.
Kalen Carson tough. He tough.
I get it.
He tough, Lord Nation. He tough, man. And he's just a dude that can cover. He can come up, tackle. Physical player. Long. Like I think one of the camp battles that we're going to be looking for is Kalen Carson versus Jordan Lewis. Now, I would love to put Bland back in the nickel where he belongs. I think he'll be a Pro Bowl nickel corner if you ask me. But just putting Kalen Carson at outside, Diggs on the outside, and we don't even know if Diggs all that healthy for real, Lord Nation. We don't even know where Diggs is at, or like how many more weeks he needs to come back, or we need to work him in slowly or whatever. But I was watching film on Kalen Carson. First of all, I don't know how the hell he fell to the fifth. I don't know how he fell to the fifth. But somebody gonna watch film on him attacking the football, and he gonna be in camp, and he may come up and tackle, and I think that's gonna get him a spot. Kalen Carson is a preseason special teams tackle, preseason pick, preseason big hit on the run game guy. Like, he's that close to being a dude like that we should be talking about for real, in my personal opinion.
Man, you're right on the money with it. An aggressive DB, that's what Zim like. And, just look at the resume, man. He coached with Prime, and he absolutely did his job over there of helping out with Darren Woodson. So I think that's his bag, that's his calling card. And you mix that with Al Harris, what he brings to the table. I'm telling you, he's underselling that we may not get as much interceptions and takeaways and turnovers. I think that we increase with that number, and I absolutely agree with you. It was a drop-off when we got Bland back to the outside. Not for Bland playing on the outside, but from that nickel spot, Bland was able to fit. He's a 4-4 guy. He covered every blade of grass inside, two-way goals. He's sticky. And we saw that Jordan Lewis last year, it took him a few games to get right. I think his first game that he got right with is Detroit. If any game Jordan Lewis played well at is with Detroit. He always played good against that particular team. But if it was up to me, you used to say back in the days, kicking off of a bridge.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, J. Lou. We like you, man, but we'll kick you off that bridge to get Bland back inside, have Trayvon Diggs on the other side. And if Keelan Carson, or is it Kalen or Keelan?
Kalen. Yeah, same thing.
Kalen, Carson's. If he can man up on the outside and we can get what we was teased with the first 2 weeks, oh my goodness. But they did bring in two guys that they're going to take a flyer at. I always say bring them in for a cup of coffee.
Yeah. Oh, Lord, we lost Lord Nation. Oh, Lord, we lost them. Okay, so let's see. Okay, there you go. You good? Okay.
Let me see. What I left off at, man.
You said, look, you said, hey, look. You said, hey, look. You said, yeah, they come in for a couple.
Riggs, baby. The Illuminati trying to take us, baby.
Not gonna be able to do it.
But they can't do it.
Lord, let me ask you.
I was saying that
please.
the two guys that they brought in for a cup of coffee is DeAndre Baker and Garyon Conley. So they are just trying to take a flyer at those guys. And when playing DB, Foots will let you know. Yeah. Shout out to Foots the King. He will let you know it's 95, 96% confidence.
Sure.
And what happened to DeAndre Baker?
Giants.
The Giants was foolish enough to put him on the island one-on-one with Amari Cooper. Y'all know you remember that game. And he never recovered. Literally never recovered.
Yeah. Giants and Raiders will do that to you. Garyon is like trouble guy. So I mean, if he's healthy now, then shouts out to him being healthy. But they're both press man cover guys. So I mean, when Garyon was at Ohio State and Baker was a Georgia guy, and they were both press man cover dudes. So hey, maybe that's another hint to what we're trying to do. But can't say making the team. Law, what you mean, man? Camp bodies, man.
Camp bodies, man. What you say? Gun under the seat, man.
Yeah. What my shit at? My service weapon. I don't like putting it on camera no more. You know what I mean? Sponsors watching. You feel me? Does seniority roll over with running back? Like Zeke left and he came back and he wasn't all that great with the last team and all that. And he making $38 a year, Law Nation. Does running back seniority roll over with Ezekiel Elliott?
Fortunately, unfortunately, it plays a major role. Come on, man. You can coach this running back room. You got I'm not beating up Jeff Blasco, but he's our running back coach, man. And if you look up his resume, like, come on, man, you can literally coach this running back room. I don't think that Jeff Blasco is going to be able to tell Zeke, hey, can you sit down for a second and let Deuce Vaughn get a touch, right? So I think that Zeke going to bring that alpha male mentality. He's going to get the first wave. He spoke out earlier and said he believed that he can be a starting running back. So I think that he get the first tick of the waves of running, and then Rico, and then if Royce Freeman makes the team because they play that little game, it will be that rotation. So Zeke, Rico, Royce, and then Deuce Vaughn is one of those option type of things that they put out there for extra reps.
Zeke's belief in himself transcends his media training. You know what I mean? They was doing the locker room stuff. They asked Deuce Vaughn. They say, Deuce, what you think a running back room looks like here? Committee looks like with you guys here. Deuce said, oh man, you got some great guys in this room, man. We got some guys that are good at everything. Some guys block really well, run inside, run outside. I catch the ball really well. Just we're all coming together and do what's best for the team.
Yeah.
Players here say, Zeke, what does running back by committee look like to you? And Zeke said, shit. I don't know what you asking me right now. Zeke said, I don't know what you mean when you say running back by committee. So like you said, Zeke did say that at the home run derby. They asked him, and I was appalled.
Oh wow!
Because Zeke said, "Hey, look, ain't no big three. It's just big B. You feel me?" And so Zeke think everybody's saying committee except Zeke,
right?
Even the head coach. So in my mind, the head coach could be like, "Hey, let Deuce out there." But what if Zeke has the ability to go and somebody comes out and he goes in? I think there's bound to be some conflict there.
I think that, your override for, he's going to want someone been in the trenches with him. Boy, I think that Ford could have used Ezekiel Elliott last year when we was in Miami, right? So I think that's just how it's going to be. Rico, he's not a very boisterous person, but he is a person that look at it like, hey, I can be RB1. Yeah. But man, where your resume at, man? You got to update your resume. And will he be able to move stuff around to get that spot? I like the way Rico run. I think that he's an aggressive runner. Yeah. But when we get down there into that 1 or 2 yard line, here's my thing. If Eagles fans want to praise Jalen Hurts for his 10 or 11 touchdowns from the 1, then damn it, Ezekiel Elliott with that cantankerous head, just lean him forward to get that touchdown. Right?
Yeah.
Let Zeke get that 1 or 2 yard touchdown. I think he can do the same thing for us. And it don't have to be a tush or a push. So I think that Ezekiel Elliott will be your goal line back. And if Mike McCarthy is smart enough, right, he will utilize the other running backs before we get to that point.
Cantankerous. That was a good one, sir. Can Trey Lance finish second in the MVP, or can he be second on the depth chart? Like, which one is more likely to happen? Because I was looking at some of the beat writers. They ain't say it loudly and publicly. Y'all can go find Pat NOC Walker. You can find Clarence Hill. They just kind of talking about this on the social media machine. Foots got involved. Foots got involved somehow. It's crazy how our worlds kind of cross over sometimes. But apparently Trey Lance got a long way to go, and he got a lot to show in preseason before he can remove Cooper Rush from the quarterback 2 spot. Apparently it's not looking good for Trey Lance. Nobody's outly said that.
Right.
Because outly the sentiments on Trey Lance is, hey man, he's much better than he once was, but the context is we don't know how bad he once was. Right. But when you listen to the people that are at practice, he gonna have to show a lot in preseason to take Cooper Rush's job.
Man, if I'm Jerry Jones, I'm telling the beat writers and I'm telling everybody, hey, speak glowingly of my guy over here. Mm-hmm. I got to justify the $5.5 million that he's getting, right? Sure. And Cooper Rush getting $2.5 million, which is not chump change for a backup quarterback. So we are paying the highest out of all of the 31 other teams in the National Football League for our backup quarterbacks. So, yeah, if I'm paying all that money to Trey Lance, Trigger Trey, then yes, every pass looked good. And that interception that he threw, don't y'all talk about that now, you know? So I look at it like, yes, I think that he improved last season. I think that he improved for what he was at. I think that Mike McCarthy worked on his feet. He worked on his throwing mechanics. I think that he got the size. I think that he got the arm talent. I think that he got all of those things. But to really shine, to get that starting role, don't you know what he got to do in preseason? He's going to have to look spectacular.
He's going to have to be better than Will Grier. And that sounds easy, but that might be tough for him. Might be tough for him. I think they even giving Trey Lance a little handicap. Like, Trey, if you are just close to Cooper Rush, we'll keep you.
We'll give you the edge. Yeah.
It don't even sound close, Law Nation. It don't sound close.
Wow. But he's going to have every opportunity, man. Shoot. Jalen Brooks, Jalen Tolbert, he's going to be throwing to those boys opposed to Crooms and whoever else Cooper Rush would be throwing to, Jalen Monroe Cropper, whoever else that's out there, you know. So the higher skill set of guys that you throw to should be able to make some of those plays out there to make you look a little bit better. So that's how I'm going to look at it. If he's going to be granted the second team option versus the third team option.
Last question, Law Nation. Has your defensive line gotten better since last year?
Dorrance Armstrong and Dante Fowler. I like both of those boys, by the way, but I'm not finna lose any sleep.
For sure.
I think that Sam Williams, if he can get his mindset and head straight, you know, he can be a 10+ sack guy. I think so. You know, he only had limited since he been in the league, right at 580 snaps collectively. Yeah. And that's equivalent to about 7 sacks. Yeah. Since he been in the league. So, and 4 or 5 forced fumbles. So I think that he can be a double-digit sack guy if he can get out there on the field. So if you mix that in with that, Marshawn Nealon, I know that he's a rookie, but hey, I heard, you know, that brother can stop the run and he can get upfield and bend that shoulder and get to the quarterback. D-Law, I mean, he's the resident old guy, right? Yep. But this is the final year for him. I think he's going to go out with a big swing. Yep. Far as our interior play, that's my biggest reservations. We got Carl Davis, Mozzie. I don't know if his shoulder's going to be prepared. or falling off the bone. I don't know if he's 295, 305, or 335, right? I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see.
You know, man, if we had like Jonathan Hankins to just smooth over the Mozzie transitional period, I feel much better. But it just seems like negligence that the Cowboys are going, all right, got a couple rookies here. One of them undrafted, the other one's 7th round. And we're just going to throw him in there with Carl Davis, who didn't look good on film. Y'all go watch the Bills game. I think that's when he went active.
Yeah.
And Mozzie Smith, that we have no clue what year 2 Mozzie's going to look like. Now, I do believe in year 2 and year 3 jumps.
Right.
I do believe that. I also believe it takes D linemen a little longer to become who they really are. They got to learn the game. They got to pick up the speed of the game. They got to get big. Everybody else getting big with them. It's just a lot of acclimation that goes on with, D line. But boy, you shooting some dice, boy.
Boy, you rolling,
You shooting some dice, man, with these linebackers that need to be kept clean. These linebackers need to be kept clean. And and look, to be fair, Mozzie might be the worst player on your defense. He might be. But he may be the only true liability. Like if Mozzie's out there and he's surrounded by Oso Digizua, he's surrounded by Micah, Eric Kendricks, Overshawn or whatever. Marshawn Nealon's a good rundown player. D-Law. If he's surrounded by those guys, then I can make the argument that he's cool. Now, Law, this is where I get into my nerdy football stuff right here, right? So I'm just gonna draw my offensive line on my board here, right?
Right.
And we'll just say everything on the offense is going to be strong, right? Okay. So what if we don't play an under? What if we play a over? Pardon me. What if we play a under where Mozzie is your strong side guy, but at one tech? So can you hide Mozzie putting them on D-Law's side? Can you hide? Hold on. Hey. You got Marshawn and Oso on one side and Micah Parsons on the other side. And you hide Mozzie by just putting them next to D-Law because they don't want to run the D-Law side. They'll do anything to just run away from D-Law side. And most of the time, it's the outside runs that get you.
Right. With that.
Schematically, can you hide Mozzie by just putting them on D-Law's side? You can't, but I just want to hear what you got to say.
It's the thing is, when I talk to a few people, man, they said he got to work on head, shoulders, knees, and toes,
everything.
right?
Yep.
Everything. I said, man, what about mouth, eyes, and ears, and nose? Because this dude is, and I'm not beating him up. I like Mozzie. I think that, like you said, it's going to take time. But now you're talking about multiplying that time with he's not lifting weights. Right now, you and I lifting more weights than him because he's recovering, right? So this is a rigorous process. These are grown man bodies that you're talking about. And you got Coach Jeff, I can't say his last name.
Scanina.
Something like that.
Scanina.
Scanina. You got him.
Yeah.
And you got Greg Ellis. You got Paul Gunter. You got these new guys in here. Yeah. They just got to be honest with us. They got not with us, but with the Joneses and say, hey, Denzel, Daxon, Rogers, Mozzie, we can work with them, but they ain't it right now. We're going to have to go into the acquisitions to bring in some bodies. So what I'm hoping for is that when they get down to cut day from 90 to 70 or something like that, that we go and get a veteran guy from someone else and we insert them so that we can mask some of this stuff. I don't want to hear, okay, well, we got to let Junior Fihoko get bigger and put him inside, right?
Yeah.
Or we waiting to see if Chauncey Golston can fit inside. Nah, man, just go ahead and get a known commodity. And these guys got to be true to themselves and as well as with this front office because nobody got a 4 or 5 year plan. This is an all 1 year rental thing. So they got to tell them, that Mozzie, you can mask it, but it won't work that way.
Last one. If you had to move your 4th round draft pick, would you rather go running back or one tech?
For a 4th round draft pick, you talking about from this year? I mean, go give me that. Jeez,
because that's what it's going to be. It's going to be some day 3 pick. You know what I'm saying? Something that we got multiples of because of comp picks, because that's just what Steven Jones and them do. And would you rather go offense? Would you rather go running back or D tackle? One tech.
If I get rid of my 4th round draft pick again, yeah, give me that 1 tech. I think that's going to be somewhere, whereas we know our linebackers can rally, shoot through A or B gap. They're gonna, just like the running backs need offensive line, the linebackers need these big boys inside, for us 1 tech or someone who can be of a bigger size to play 3. So yeah, give me that. I want to. There's 2 things that I want, Voch, for the 2024 season. Can we run the ball and can we stop the run? I think that we at least address most of those issues on the front 5 on the offensive side of running the ball. But we haven't addressed it to that degree on the defensive side of the coin. So I get it, new scheme, new situation, but we still need bodies. We still need bodies.
Shit, man, if I could ask for 2 things, win a Super Bowl, conference championship. Law Nation, ladies and gentlemen. Law Nation. Yeah. Hey, man, fantastic show. Appreciate you for tapping in with me, man. Appreciate you for giving my audience some insight. Hopefully I did well for your audience whenever you drop this and put this out. Where can the people find you? Because you got everything. Ain't you on TV or something?
I'm on TV, man. It's on the Roku app.
Damn.
Yeah. I'm trying to be everywhere, man.
Come on, man. What else, man? What else?
Yeah. LawNationSports.com is where you can find all of my information. But yes, you can check out the X app, Instagram, as well as Facebook. And of course, YouTube, Law Nation Sports. Baby, let's get it.
Hey, man, I got to give me a website. I'm just Voch Lombardi, but y'all should know me, man. Yeah, because y'all on my channel. But if y'all on Law's channel, hey, nice to meet you. Hey, man, y'all hold down for the Dosey Wolves until next time. Peace. Get a round table or something going, Law.
Yeah.